Hey there, welcome to Chris's Texas Sports Podcast. I am Chris, by the way. Today, a look at the upcoming season for the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys. A look back at Baylor women's basketball 2005 national championship, plus the latest college football scores over the weekend, Astros and Rangers action from the weekend, and a lot more. I went and saw the Houston Texans play for the first time back in 2022. I saw them lose to the Chargers in a pretty exciting game. They actually tried to make a comeback in the second half. They finished the 2022 season with a record of 3-13-1 and fired head coach Lovie Smith. After that, they hired 49ers defensive coordinator D'Amico Ryans as head coach. Ryans played for the Texans at linebacker from 2006 to 2011. In the NFL draft in 2023, they took quarterback C.J. Stroud from Ohio State with the second pick. And then with the third pick, they drafted linebacker Willie Anderson from Alabama. In 2023, they went on to win the AFC South with a record of 10-7. Quarterback C.J. Stroud was named the Offensive Rookie of the Year. In the playoffs, they beat the Browns 45-14 in the AFC wildcard game, but they lost to the Baltimore Ravens 34-10 in the AFC divisional round. This offseason, they acquired running back Joe Mixon from the Bengals and wide receiver Stephon Diggs from the Bills. They're picked to repeat as AFC champions. Coach Ryan says he wants NRG Stadium to be loud this season. They had their season premiere event on Thursday where they raised $1.4 million to help girls flag football. That's pretty cool. Anyway, they'll open the season Sunday at the Colts in Indianapolis. Now look at the Cowboys. Last year, the Cowboys won the NFC East for the first time in 2 years. They had a record of 12-5, but they lost to the Packers 48-32 in the NFC wildcard game. It's been 29 seasons since the Cowboys last won a Super Bowl. In fact, teams from Texas have won 6 NBA titles, 5 for the Spurs, 1 for the Mavericks, 3 World Series titles, 2 for the Astros, 1 for the Rangers, 2 MLS Cups by the Houston Dynamo, and a Stanley Cup by the Dallas Stars. And as always, they come into this season with high expectations. Coach Mike McCarthy is back for his 5th season as the head coach. They brought back running back Ezekiel Elliott, who had played for them from 2016 to 2022. They lost defensive coordinator Dan Quinn when he left to be the new head coach of the Washington Commanders. So they brought in former Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer to be Quinn's replacement as DC. They signed a wide receiver CeeDee Lamb to an extension after Lamb missed training camp and holdout. And quarterback Dak Prescott's contract is up at the end of the season. And from what I've heard, he and Jerry are working on it. They'll open at the Browns on Sunday. Coming up, look back at Baylor's women's 2005 basketball national championship. Okay. The 2004-2005 Baylor Lady Bears basketball team, led by head coach Kim Mulkey, won its first national championship. The Lady Bears had a record of 33-3, 14-2 in the Big 12. They beat Missouri, Texas Tech, and Kansas in the Big 12 tournament. in the 2004-2005 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. They beat Illinois State in the first round, Oregon in the second round, Minnesota in the Sweet 16, North Carolina in the Elite 8. In the Final Four, they beat LSU in the semifinals, and in the national championship game, they beat Michigan State. It was the first national title in program history, and only the second for the school. The year before, the school's tennis team had won the 2004 tennis national championship. Also in sports in 2005, the 2005 Texas Longhorns football team, under head coach Mack Brown, won the 2005 national championship. They went undefeated at 13-0. They clobbered Colorado 70-3 in the Big 12 championship game, and then went on to beat USC 41-38 in what's considered one of the greatest college games of all time. That won them the fourth national championship in program history. The Astros came back from a 15-30 start to win the NL wild card. I got to see them clinch the wild card on the last day of the season against the Cubs. Hall of Famer Greg Maddux started for the Cubs. I also saw them get blown out by the Rangers on a hot day in Arlington in May. It was very hot. Thank God Globe Field has a roof over it. Anyway, they beat the Braves in the LDS. They beat the Cardinals in the NLCS to win the pennant. They won in 6 games. That's the only pennant they won while they were in the National League. In 12 seasons in the American League, they've already won 4. They ended up getting swept by the White Sox in the World Series. It was the only World Series for Hall of Famers Jeff Bagwell and Craig Biggio, but Bagwell was hurt, so he wasn't able to play. Their manager was Phil Garner. They had the 2005 Men's Clay Court Championship in Houston in tennis, and Andy Roddick won it. Texas A&M got beat by Tennessee in the 2005 Cotton Bowl game. The Aggies finished 2004 with a number 22 ranking in the AP, the number 25 ranking in the Coaches Poll, and number 20 ranking in the BCS. Houston lost to Kansas State 42-13 in the 2005 Fort Worth Bowl. The 2004-2005 San Antonio Spurs, led by head coach Greg Popovich, won the 2004-2005 NBA championship. The record was 59-23. In the playoffs, they beat the Nuggets in 5 games in the first round. They beat the Supersonics in 6 games in the West semifinals. They beat the Suns in 5 games to win the Western Conference Championship. They beat the defending 2003-2004 NBA champion Detroit Pistons in 7 games in the NBA Finals to win the NBA Championship. That was their third in franchise history. The 2005 FC Dallas Soccer Club, led by head coach Colin Clark, lost in the MLS West semifinals. They also moved to the new grounds Pizza Hut Park after playing in the Cotton Bowl and South Lake High School Stadium. Pizza Hut Park is now called Toyota Stadium. The 2005 Houston Comets, led by head coach Van Chancellor, lost to the Sacramento Monarchs in the West semifinals. Back to college football now. TCU beat Iowa State 27-24 in the 2005 EV1.net Houston Bowl. The 2004-2005 Houston Rockets, led by head coach Jeff Van Gundy, lost to the Mavericks in the first round of the West playoffs. The 2004-2005 Texas Longhorns basketball team, led by head coach Rick Barnes, made it to the NCAA tournament. They lost to Nevada 61-57 in the first round. The 2005 Texas State Bobcats football team, led by head coach David Bailiff, won a share of the Southland Conference Championship. but they lost to Nevada 61-57 in the first round of the 1AA playoffs. Of course, 1AA is now FCS. The 2004-2005 Texas Tech Red Raiders basketball team, led by head coach Bob Knight, made it all the way to the Sweet 16, where they lost to Virginia 65-60. The 2004-2005 UTEP Miners basketball team, led by head coach Doc Sadler, won the WAC tournament. In the tournament, they beat Rice and Boise State, but they lost to Utah 60-54 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. The UTEP football team lost to Toledo 45-13 in the GMAC Bowl. The 2005 West Texas A&M Buffaloes football team lost to Pittsburgh State 41-3 in the NCAA D2 semifinals. Next, college football scores from over the weekend. I watched the Texas-Colorado game on Saturday. The Longhorns beat the Rams 52-0. Also Saturday, Baylor beat Charlton State 45-3 in Waco. Houston lost to UNLV 27-7 in Houston on Saturday. Rice lost to Sam Houston State 34-14 in Houston on Saturday. SMU beat Houston Christian 59-7 Saturday in Dallas. TCU beat Stanford 34-27 in Palo Alto on Friday. Texas Tech beat Abilene Christian 52-51 Saturday in Lubbock. Look out for Abilene Christian. Texas A&M lost to Notre Dame 23-13 in College Station on Saturday. North Texas beat South Alabama in South Alabama 52-38. UTSA beat Kennesaw State 28-16. Texas State beat Lamar 34-27 Saturday. UTEP lost to Nebraska 40-7 Saturday in Lincoln. College football this weekend. Texas plays at Michigan this Saturday. Houston plays at Oklahoma this Saturday. Baylor plays at Utah this Saturday. Rice hosts Texas Southern this Saturday. SMU hosts BYU this Friday. TCU hosts Long Island this Saturday. Texas Tech plays at Washington State this Saturday. And Texas A&M hosts McNeese this Saturday. Now Astros and Rangers action. The Astros swept the Royals in a 4-game series over the weekend. They now start a short road trip against the Reds this afternoon. Actually, when this podcast drops, they've already started it. They get a day off. They get a day off Tuesday or tomorrow, and then the series continues Wednesday. They head back to Houston for a 6-game homestand against the game starting with a 3-game series against the Diamondbacks on Friday. The countdown for the magic number for them to clinch the playoff spot should be starting pretty soon. The Rangers took 2 out of 3 from the A's over the weekend. They'll open a 3-game series at home against the Yankees on Friday. Then the Angels come in for a weekend series. In MLS action, from the Houston Dynamo, Austin FC, and FC Dallas. The Dynamo beat LAFC 2-0 on Saturday. Austin FC lost to Vancouver 1-0. FC Dallas lost to Colorado 3-2. In women's college soccer, Houston beat UTSA 2-1. Baylor beat Texas A&M 1-0. Rice beat Texas Southern 4-0. TCU beat Central Michigan 3-0. Texas Tech beat Weber State 4-0. In women's college volleyball, Texas opened with a 3-set win over Wisconsin. Houston beat Washington State 3-1 on Saturday. Houston opened the season by beating Omaha 3-2 on Friday. Baylor hosted the Baylor Classic. They swept Campbell in 3 sets on Sunday. They swept Tulsa in 2 sets on Friday. And they opened the tournament by sweeping Abilene Christian in 3 sets. And I think by sweeping Campbell, I think they won the Classic. Anyway, Rice hosted the Rice Invitational. They opened it Friday with a win over Houston Christian, 3-2. They swept Texas State in 3 sets on Saturday. SMU lost to Hawaii in 5 sets Saturday. Then they beat San Diego in 3-1 on Sunday. They were playing in the Hawaii Airlines Wahine Volleyball Classic. TCU lost to Nebraska 3-1 on Saturday. Texas Tech swept Iowa in 3 sets. Texas A&M beat McNeese in 3-1. And in men's soccer, SMU beat St. Louis 1-0 on Friday. More after this. Okay, Orbit, the Astros mascot, got inducted into the Mascot Hall of Fame. All Elite Wrestling is going to have its all-in pay-per-view at Globe Life Field in Arlington next July 12th. Anyway, the NFL season starts on Thursday. The defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs host the Ravens on NBC on Thursday. Then on Friday, the Peacock, the Packers and the Eagles were going to play in Brazil. Anyway, I guess I'll let you go now. I'll be back on Wednesday. My name is Chris Carlisle. Thank you for listening. Be sure to hit the download button, leave a like and a rating, and follow on whichever platform you listen on. Okay, now here's a blooper. Well, I guess there's not a blooper.